This is your sixth day. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Lima Manohar, Senior Technical Engineer, Autodesk Certified Instructor, BIMLabs Engineering Services Private Limited, Lima at bimlabs.in. This is my official mail ID. You can mail your queries and doubts regarding the session to this mail ID. And below is my official number. So today's topic is the documentation. So construction documentation is a process of developing, refining, and documenting design drawings with the additional detailing such as product and material specification, contract requirements, and installation details. So documentation is a very important in a construction project because it will provide the memory of the project from starting to its final stage. So you can go for a quick review. So there are different type of documents in a construction document. Bidding document is there, construction contractor agreement is there, architectural drawings is there, then specification, bill of quantities, schedules, work orders, and so and so. So here we are discussing about the only the project deliverables, mainly the documentation drawings. So the architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, all the aspects, different discipline drawings will be explained and the other parameters will be explained. So the agenda of this session is documentation and file exporting. From the now corrected federated project model, we produce a dimensioned floor plan, drawings, and elevation drawings. Then creating a shared parameter file with a custom parameter for selected building elements. Create custom tags to visually express the technical information from the custom parameters. Create color filters to visually express the technical information from the custom parameters on duplicated plans, section, and 3D cut sections. Add dimensions and annotation to the floor or section views. Set up sheets, uploads, then create and modify the title block parameters, print the sheet as a PDF and submit it by BF to CD. So the overview, I'll explain the tags, test, dimensions, color fill legends, section box, selection box, call out, 3D sections, displayed views, detail views, drafting views, legends, and title blocks. So about the tags, a tag is an annotation for identify elements in a drawing. Every category in the family library has a tag. Some tags are automatically load with the default Revit template, while others you need to load. If you decide, you need to load that one. So you can make your own tag. If any requirement, you can do that. So there are a different type of tags. Usually room tag, door tag, window tag, area tag are very important in this. About the room tag can be display value related to parameters such as room numbers, room name, computed area, and volume. Then there are door tags. Door tags are annotation that is generally used to enumerate instance of doors within the project by displaying its value, mainly the mark property. This values starting if you place one door starting with 1, then increased by 1 but for the subsequent and regardless of the type. Any other type of parameters, if you want to tag, you can add that also. Then same as the window tag. You can create your own tag family, but there is a by default family available. So you can edit that also. So about the area, usually area plans are views that shows the spatial relationship based on the area schemes and the levels in your model. You can have an area plan for each and every scheme and levels. You can create your own area scheme also. By default, there is a gross area and rentable area is available, and you can provide the area types also. So I'll give a quick intro to that. Coming to the software side. Okay. So this is a completed project. All the annotations are completed. So look at this. This floor plan or this entry level floor plan is completed all the annotations. That means the grids and the grid to grid dimensions. So you can place different annotations. Coming to the tag, there is room tag. By default, room tag is available, door tag is available, and window tag is also available. So if you want to edit, that the method is only go to the annotate tab. This is your tab for documentation. So you can go for the tag by category. So you can individually tag that one. So tag by category and go for the tag all option. You can tag one category. That if I tick the door tag, it will automatically came to all the doors in your model that in the current plan. Then same way there are window tag. So if you want any other type of tag, you need to load that one. So go to the family, you can load that one. So the important stage and it's a very important method is the door creating your own tag. So majority of your tags will be saved or created by family. Go to the procedure will be same for everything. Room tag, door tag, window tag, whether it is creating a new type of section head, level head, anything, the procedure will be same. Go to the file, new, that's family. You will get many family templates will be available here. Both metric and imperial is there. While you are switch overing here, you can fetch the other countries templates also. So here I am choosing only the metric templates. There are a lot of templates is there for the annotations. Here there is annotation category. So then annotation, you can choose your own tag. So here I am trying to create my own room tag or door tag, window tag, anything you can add. So if I choose the room tag, I'm just opening that one. This is your area. So you can, from the create tab, there is label. You can label your own criteria, your own field. So you can, by default, you can tag rooms, area, base finish, ceiling finish. Lot of parameters are available by default. If any other parameters of or your own parameter you need to add, then only you can go for the shared parameter. So here I'm tagging my room name. I want the room name. So I'm adding that one. Below that, I want to create the room area. Then below that, room number. So all the parameters you can, all the field you can add for the text. Then any other type of text. So this is a label. So the label field related another parameters or all the other details you can be edited. That means the text color or the text font, text size, all the details you can be changed. So if I'm changing my color, so this is a common path. So I'm giving my font as Times New Roman and text height is 1.5 mm. So I'm placed this one. So this is the, so if I want my own parameter, so the parameter means a user defined field. So for that, go to the manage tab. There is shared parameter. So you can add your own parameter. So first of all, you need to create a text file for the parameter. That's the thing. So here I am creating a parameter called room. Then you can create your own. So this is a simple text file. You can create your own type of any parameters. You can save this one. Whenever this text file within your PC. So you can load that parameter to multiple project also. That's the main importance of the shared parameter. So here I'm creating a group as same room. So any parameter related to the room you can create. So shared parameter can be applied in any position. That means in the family, in the project side, every portion, if any user defined field you want to add, you can go for the shared parameter. So here I'm creating my parameter as a room dimension. So I don't have the room dimensions. So I'm creating that one. So the room dimension should be, the discipline should be a common, and the type of parameter, the care you need to take at this particular area. That means if you are creating any parameter, which is an yes or no parameter, choose that one. Anything is there or not, then you choose yes or no parameter. Any type of dimensional parameter, then go for the length. Then next, if any dimensional or any type of integers you want to enter any integers and alphabet, both the thing, you can go for the text. Here I'm choosing this room dimension as a text. Just put it okay, and here also okay. So here I'm loading this one, loaded my shared parameter. So we'll get the, go for the parameter, go to the select option. You can load that shared parameter here. So it will be applied in the text category type of parameter discipline. Then the thing is that while you are creating as a family, everything you need to save individually as a file. So go to the save as family. So if I'm saving this as a room tag, then only go to the load into the project. It will be here already that room is categorized into a room tag, already applied the room tag. So if you want to change that type of room tag, just select that item and go to the filter option, then choose the room tags. Then you can switch over from the type selector. You will get the option. So now you can see in that a question mark. So we couldn't edit that one. Why? Because that only, that parameter is only a shared parameter, not as a project parameter. So every parameter you create, you should create as a project. That means you need to add that shared parameter to a project. So the thing is that a parameter having, if any parameter can appear in schedules but not in tags, you can go for the project parameter. Or shared parameter can be shared by the multiple project and families exported at ODBC and appear in schedules and tags. So I'm just loading that dimensional parameter here. So you can set the position where you want to fetch this criteria, and you can set as an instance property or a type property. The major area is that you need to assign that as a category. If any parameter that you create for a door, you need to assign that for the doors. Any for the rooms, you need to assign that as a category room. Window, you need to add the window. So here I'm created a parameter related to the room. So I categorize that parameter to room. Then only if I press the tab key, I can select that room. Then you will get the room dimensions here. So here I'm not measuring the exact one. I'm just giving an example. You'll get the details. So this is the normal room tag. For the door also, if by default the room door tags you can edit, go to the edit family, door or window tag, anything you can edit. So by default there is something is loaded. So go to the edit label. Now the door marks is added. If any type of other parameters like door frames, door type, family type name, anything you want, you can add that one to your project. And if any other type of you're on door tag or window tag, go for the same procedure. There is no difference in that. The thing is that you need to choose the corresponding templates. For the doors, you need to choose the door template, windows, window templates. Then for the area, so by default, there is an area. You can calculate the areas are available here. This is the area. From the architecture tab itself, you can take the area. So you can, by default, boundary will be get. If any type of editing for the boundary, you can go for the edit boundary. And the scheme also, you can set the area scheme, area or volume commutation. By default, there is gross building area and rentable area. If any other type of schemes, area schemes you want to add, you can go for that. So individually, you will get the areas here. So, and the areas you can categorize to any rentable or gross building area. So if I'm duplicating this one, that means for the documentation thing, the better way is duplicating the original views. So if you place any parent view into your sheet, you couldn't place this same view into another sheet. So for that, better to duplicate that item. There are three types of duplicate. Simple duplicate means there is no tag annotations, any annotation elements may not duplicate. That means simple, that model will be duplicated. So then next one is that the duplicate with the detailing is there. In this method, the tag, text, annotation, everything will be duplicated to the from the parent family. But any other additional thing that you made after the duplication to the parent family may not update that one. Then there are another option, duplicate with a dependent. That means it's an exact prototype of that view. So any changes that you made for the parent will be updated to the dependent views. So here I'm just simply duplicating with the detailing. So any type of areas, go to the area, there is area plan, there is rentable area, gross building area. So if I'm choosing the area, if I'm taking that one, already we taken that area, that's why there will be automatic area is there. So if any boundary you want to create, so you can go for the no option and you can set the boundary. So any area boundaries are available, you can set the boundary for the area. Then you can place the tag also. This is the main method, area. You can place that. And you can change this unit also by the simple UN command. Go to the area, you can set as on square feet also. So any type of rentable area, if any rentable area, go for the area, just area plan, rentable area. So I'm choosing the entry level one. So here automatic boundary lines with associated with external wall. I'm picking that one. Then any other boundaries. Furthermore, boundaries you can add individual. So go for the thick lines, you'll get a proper view. Then you can place your own area types, area name and the area types in this category, whether it is an office area, exterior area, floor, then major vertical portion, store area, any option. Individually, you can tag that one. Sir? The name, you can change that one. This is the area option. So after placing the area or any room tag or anything, you can go for the color fill legend option. So coming to the topic. So the next one is the text. So text means you can add explanatory details or descriptions, industrial, technical, or any other text annotations to your drawings. You can add the text. There are normal text is there, model text is also available, two type of text. Then the dimensions. So another type of annotation. There are linear dimension is there, angular is there, radial, spot elevation for the representing the floor elevation in the plan view, and spot coordinate is there, and spot slope is available. Then there are colorful legends. So colorful legends will represent or annotate your flows based on any schemes. So color scheme, color room, color areas to a floor elevation or a section plan, mainly representing in the plan view. Then there is section is available. So for the documentation area, section is a very important part that will represent them and the foundation detail, everything from a substructure to the superstructure. You will get all the details in section view. And the section box is available. It's only visibility in the manner for the cutting any area. So you can apply section box to the 3D view to limit the geometry that's shown in a view. And when the section box is first displayed, you can extend, you can control the extents manually. Then there is another one is the selection box. So selection box will individually represent the same one. It will mainly isolate an element in a 3D for the detailed views. Then for creating any detailed parts, you can choose the callouts. A callout will show the same portion of another view as a large scale. In a construction document set, use callout to provide an ordinary progress of the labeled views at an increasing level of detail. Then 3D section is available. So in the section, while you're cutting a section, Revit will allows you to go a 3D view of that section. Then displays reviews can be used to illustrate the relationship that model elements have to the model as a whole, and displays reviews are very similar to the exploded view, but provide flexibility by allowing the displacement of selected elements or all the elements. And the next one is the detailed views. So detailed views you can prepare by the callout also. Then detailed views, detailed section also you can prepare that one. Mainly callout is the thing. Then drafting views. Another area is the drafting views. So the drafting views usually giving a 2D representation in the 3D. Any other unnecessary items that you don't need to the 3D of that item, you can go for the simple drafting view, 2D drafting view. So it can be individually scaled and individually detailed, and you can place in an individual view. And coming to the legends, so it will give you the any starting from the components also, any other type of legends that is for the representation of any items, you can set as a legend. So go for the software side. So if any type of sections, I want to place any type of section, you can go for the view tab that there is section. So yeah, if I'm creating a new section here and any type of zigzag or splitted section, you can go for the split element. You can simply split that one and go to the view. So this is your section view. You can hide the unwanted item in a section view by simply right clicking and hide the category or hide the element. So it will be permanently hidden in that area. Any element that is hidden by right clicking, it will be permanently hidden. So if you want to unhide that one, go to the view control toolbar. There is reveal hidden elements. Then you can select that item and go for the unhide option. Otherwise, it will be permanently hidden. So this is the section. Any type of the section should be detailedly that provide the hatch patterns or the pattern, fill patterns, all the options. It should be properly annotated. So for go to the visibility graphics, you can enter the categories, any type of patterns you can available for the category. So if I want to set the category, that means my cut pattern here for a walls. So I can set this one. Any type of colors you can add. And the pattern will be this one. You can create your own custom pattern is also there, but it should be a .pat format hatch patterns. You can download it from the Google itself and you can apply that one. And the scale also, you can set the scale here. And any type of concrete area, you can provide the hatches, roof. You can provide the concrete. So it will be applied, the brick hatch. So any type of area, if any area you need to mask in your section, in the annotate tab itself, you can go for the filled region is also, then mask region is available. If any filled region means you can set your own hatch pattern. If I want any type of hatch patterns, particularly for this area, you can finish that one. Then go for the apply. I can duplicate. I can change the any other type of patterns for this particular area only. So this is your filled area, filled region. So any masking means you can hide any particular area in your section or any views, usually sections, the mask region. So that item will be masked. You can extend that boundary also. And the annotations also. You can go for the linear dimension. So picking individual wall center to center distance, you can pick, or the face to face distance also, you can pick. This will be the center to center option. So any type of face to face dimension is also there. Individually, you can pick each and every portions. In this way, you can annotate. Or in the floor plan also. Any type of dimension you want, you can go for that. So there are individual references also there, and entire wall is there. If I choose the entire wall, I can go for the option, intersecting wall option, just simply picking my area, any type of area. So this way can individually annotate. So you any other adjustments also you can do in the edit type. You can simply duplicate and go for the any type of gap to element. You can change it to fixer to the dimension line, and that arrowhead also. By default, there are different type of arrows, arrowheads. You can create your own type of arrowheads. Go to the manage tab. There is additional settings. There is arrowhead. You can create your own arrow. If I choose a 2 mm diagonal arrow, and I choose the diagonal one and providing the 2 mm here, I'm selecting that item, that dimensional line, and I can change the by default option. So in this way, you can annotate. So to go to the spot elevation. So linear one is also here. It will be starting from, press the starting the tab key. You can choose both the horizontal and the vertical one. You can switch over that one. That's the difference. And the angular and radial, I think you will get an idea. So the other thing is the spot elevation. So you can set the one major application is the representation of the floor elevation in a plan view. Then spot coordinate is also there. You can enter the coordinate value of each points. There is spot slope is available for representing the slope of any floor or roof. This is your spot slope. Anything you can edit. While selecting that one, you can edit the prefix, suffix, all option. So the major annotation options will be covered. Then section also, go to the section of view. Everything will be saved in your project browser. Any type of detailed views, you want to create any type of detailed views, you can go for the call out. Go to the view tab, there is call out. There is a rectangular call out, freehand call out is also available. Freehand, you should sketch. The difference is only that. So if I'm taking this as a area, that means this, I want to create this view, a detailed view, you can go for it. So the section call out, it will be renamed as a section call out. You can individually change the scale value and the detail levels as fine or medium or coarse. And here also you can simply annotate that one, and you can place the tag also, any type of tag. There is no tag loaded. That means by default, there is no roof tag. You can load that one. The library, you need to load that one. The annotation, any type of annotation. So you need to load that one. A metric. Any type of tags, you need to load that one from the category, family category itself. You can load that one. So next one, you can create your own tag also. Then coming to the section box, while I'm completing my entire project, I want to see anything inside my building. I want to go for the section box. The property palette itself, you can get the section box. You can tick or untick the section box. By default, the section box, now this is tick, but by default, the section box is hidden in that. So right clicking, you can go for the unhide element. So you can extend the area. That means the can simply extend that views in 4 directions. So you will give a quick view to the completed project by using the section box. So another one is the selection box. So if you want to isolate anything in the 3D, you can go for the modify tab. There is, if any element, if I choose any element or any portions, that means if I choose the wall, I want to isolate that item, you can go for the selection box. So it will be isolated and you can edit anything. And for the previous view, you need to untick the section box. That's the difference. So you will choose the selection box, but for the previous one or quitting from that command, select the section box. And there are displaced views is available. So if I'm selecting my roof and go for the displaced view, I can displace that element in X direction, Y direction. So all the elements you can simply displace in this way. Select, go to the displaced view in any direction. So these are the displaced views. Then if I want to go for section 3D view, that means I want to get the section 3D view. In the 3D itself, you can simply right click the view cube, orient to the view, you go for any and elevation section 3D view. So go. So if I want to quit from the displaced view, you can reset that one. So this is your 3D section. So you can individually place these things into the sheet. So anything you want to place document will be documented to a sheet. You can, by default, templates are available in the Revit or Autodesk templates are available. You can go for the view sheets that's available here. There is zero metric, A1 metric is available, by default is available. You can simply take that one. And any type of editing, that means I want to change my logo and any other things, you can simply edit the family. Otherwise, if you want to create your own title block, you can start as a family. So I can simply insert my company's logo here. Place this logo. So in this way, I can edit and load into the project. I can override that existing version. Or if any type of newly created one, go for the new as a family, go for the same method. That means the title block. You need to go for the title block. There is different templates, A0, A1 metric, A2. From the beginning itself, you need to start the options. So the thing is that anything you want to change, that a title block having different parameters, that means it will be a fixed items will be there. That should be a text. That means project number, date, drawn, checked by should be a text. And the right side parameter will be changed according to the each and every sheet. So it will be a label. So if that means you can place the text also. Text will be, you can simply type it and you can edit the parameters, text parameters. Label will be, by default label is available. You can place the label by default, all the related project, that means project number, project issue date, number, status, drawn by, checked by, all the details will be available in that. Any other custom parameter you need to add, go for the shared parameter. So that's the method. So if I want to add any views to the sheet, the thing is that you need to properly crop that item and properly scaled that item. Then you can place the view into a sheet. So here I am just cropping my view. So the sheet will be available in your project browser. You can simply drag and drop. So already this view is placed in another sheet. That's why. So I'm just duplicating that item. Simply drag and drop. From here, after placing a view into a sheet, you can change the scale value representation and the view name also. You can change that one. And the line and the name also you can edit. Then you need to submit this one as a PDF. Go to the file, you can print as a PDF. As a batch plot is available or normal print. Individual print is available for any other type of different sheets into a individual different sheet into a single option. You can go for the batch plot. Just Microsoft to print a PDF, combining the selected views. So any multiple option, you can go for that one. So here I am only choosing the current view, or otherwise any different sheets into a single one, you can go for the select option, select. That is the batch plot. You can set all the sheets into a single one. Here I am only setting my current view. Go to the next option. I'm renaming that one. So it will be exported. As a simple PDF. This is your PDF. Legends is also there. Legend is only for placing components that any detail items. You can go to the view tab itself. You will get the legends. You can simply change the scale value here, or future also. You can change the scale. From the annotate tab, you will get the legend components. Here, detail components are available, legend components. You can individually place any type of joinery details. If you want to prepare that one, plan elevation section, you can place that one. So here you'll get all the items, the plan view and the front elevation, and you can customize this as simply drawing a table by the detail line. And this can also place it into your sheet. You can place that item into your sheet. So any legends view also you can add it to your sheet. So that's for today's session. I think I covered all the areas of that, just giving a quick review of that area, not in elaborated way. So it's a limited period, so you can explain. I think I'll explain all the areas. So anybody having any doubts in that? Today I cover tag, text, dimension, colorful legends, section box, selection views, call out, 3D section, displaced view, detail views, drafting views, legends, title block. Any queries? Number is this one. Okay. Shall I wind up the session?
Yes, Lipa, we can.
Okay. Thank you all. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.